Going to go now to one of the members of Congress who was lied to, apparently, by Michael Cohen at the direction of the President of the United States. We are joined by phone by Congressman Eric Swalwell. He's a member of the House Intelligence Committee and the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman Swalwell, your reaction to this breaking news report tonight from BuzzFeed with the headline, President Trump directed his attorney to lie to Congress.
Good evening, Lawrence. I view this as powerful evidence of collusion. And I say that because it is a consciousness of guilt. He is asking Michael Cohen to lie because the truth would expose what was going on with the Russians early on in the candidacy. And you're right, I was on the interview team that interviewed Michael Cohen, and I hope those transcripts are released soon, but you will see an intense interest in understanding what was Donald Trump's knowledge at the time that Michael Cohen was working up a Trump Tower proposal in Moscow. Also, it's corroborated by the way that Donald Trump has acted with other witnesses in the Russia investigation. It sounds a lot like what he said to James Comey when he said, I hope you can make the case go away with Michael Flynn. He is someone who always is seeking to take out the shovel and bury the evidence and directing his subordinates to do that. So I hope now, Congress will have, especially the Intelligence Committee, an opportunity to hear from Michael Cohen. And, Lawrence, if the president did not do this, he would be racing over to Bob Mueller's office to sit in a chair and give the other side. And he's just not eager to do that at all.
Congressman Swalwell, you were in the room when Michael Cohen lied to Congress, according to Michael Cohen's own admission, apparently. Did you swear him in? Did he have to raise his right hand and take an oath?
He did. No, he was under oath, for the testimony, and he had serious questions for nearly 8 hours posed to him, and we were on the topic of Russia. That was the focus of our investigation. And, we left that interview not believing that we got the full truth, and that was confirmed, by his own guilty plea.
So, Congressman, just to review the possible legal jeopardy here, the lying to Congress is in and of itself can be a crime in some instances, not necessarily in every instance. But once you've raised your hand and you've taken the oath, you've stepped into possible perjury territory. What do you see in this as the possible criminal liability for Michael Cohen and, more importantly, for the person who, according to Michael Cohen, told him to lie, the President of the United States?
I think the biggest criminal exposure is for the president, for obstruction of justice, for suborning, perjury of another witness. I believe that Michael Cohen, just based on the hours he spent with Mueller, he has probably come clean about this. And if he didn't, you can expect that he will probably have, if this is true, more charges added. But I suspect that he has probably come clean and that Mueller knows this. And that's probably why Donald Trump is doing all he can to avoid the Mueller team and not come in for an interview.
There's a sequence of questioning now that we will all be replaying as soon as we can cue it up, of William Barr's confirmation hearing, in which Senator Amy Klobuchar went through a list of things that she put in front of him and asked, is that a crime? If the President of the United States does this, is that a crime? One of them was suborning perjury. One of them was apparently exactly what Michael Cohen is now testifying to. And William Barr said, yes, that is a crime. Your reaction to that, Congressman?
And so, Lawrence, my suspicion, as your other guest mentioned, is that the president probably instructed other witnesses who came before us, particularly his family members, to also lie about their contacts with the Russians. That, again, it's just all of the arrows point in that direction. There's been no arrow that points in the other direction that the president said, go forward, be truthful. And if you remember, Hope Hicks, I questioned Hope Hicks, and I had the exchange with her where she told me that she had told lies for the president before, when he was a candidate and as a president. So we know this is just his modus operandi.
Congressman Eric Swalwell, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks
for
so
this
much.
breaking news. Really important to have you. Really appreciate it. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on the button below for more from The Last Word and the rest of MSNBC.